I am very confused by how strongly some conservatives, mostly farther to the right, but how some conservatives are really angry at Mark Carney and think he's the absolute worst. Whereas, were he to be standing in front of a blue banner instead of a red one, you would absolutely think he was God. Like, he is the conservative leader they wish they had. But because he's standing in front of a red banner that says the word liberal on it, he's the devil. The partisan nature of politics these days doesn't allow for open communication and honest, good faith conversation. It just doesn't. It's, oh, you're a liberal? That means you are mentally handicapped. It means you are evil. It means you are corrupt. It means you are this, you are that. But if that same guy had become the conservative leader, because Mark Carney's values align a lot. There's a lot of overlap with traditionally conservative values. Very confusing to absolutely hate the guy because he's not wearing the right color tie or whatever it happens to be. Absolutely crazy. The level of disconnection in the brain is kind of mind-boggling. It really is. Like, the conservatives that are in my comments, particularly on the YouTube channel where all this stuff is going down the right-wing rabbit hole, and no liberal-leaning, left-leaning people are really finding these videos outside of the odd one or two that probably come over from my TikTok or Instagram. It's kind of wild, honestly. It's crazy. The hate and the vitriol and the multiple threats that I've received over voicing my opinion in what I thought was a very reasonable argument that, like, hey, conservatives, you have good points. And if you want anybody to take you seriously, maybe you should have somebody who isn't a career contrarian to say them. And that was like the wild, like, absolutely insane. How dare I? And now I'm brainwashed by the mainstream media, which is a thing that the far right likes to throw around. But it's just really confusing to me as a free-thinking person who socially is very left. When it comes to, like, fiscal matters, I'm pretty center, I think, in the grand scheme. Yes, I lean very left socially, but I wouldn't identify myself as a liberal party member. Like, yeah, I believe that we should have poor people not be poor. I think making sure that everybody is fed and housed is important. And I think that pull yourself up by your bootstraps, which is more of a small c conservative mindset, is problematic and troubling. But then I do like the conservatives that are in the comments that are being reasonable and offering arguments. But I would recommend maybe trying to up the amount of source citing. Like, where did you get this information? You're spouting a lot of numbers off. Where did that come from? That should be normalized in our repartees, right? We should really be critically thinking about not just what it is that we heard, but where did we hear it from? Is that a credible source? Should we trust that source? Because the biggest thing about information is, where did it come from? Facebook memes are not news, right? And the people on the right that are in the comment sections, again, particularly on are, stop watching CBC. Like, CBC is this, like, crazy, wild left-wing lie machine, which is just not true. But you should be consuming content from everyone. You go to the more right-leaning publications and you read that. That's how you know what the right thinks and what they're trying to tell their people. And then you can have an honest conversation about what that is. But you can't just read Jim's conservative blog and then be like, now I know everything, and copy and paste things like these long lists of out of context, half researched nonsense, and then go, that's why I think that. Well, like, okay, but no reputable news source on either side has said anything of the like. So you got to start stacking your sources. And the conservative mindset, and it's probably just mostly trolling, to be honest, because that seems to be a big thing the internet's known for. Why make a good argument when you can just rage bait and get the person to, like, freak out? Which I'm not biting on. I'm trying to assume that all the comments are from humans out of the gate, and I'm trying to assume good intentions with some of them. Obviously, there's people who start with, I'm a libtard or something like that, and you don't take that seriously. But at the end of the day, it's all one country and we need to work together. And Mark Carney is so aligned with so many conservative values that the far right hating him is bizarre to me. He's in danger of losing some of the farther left liberals and NDP and stuff because of how fiscally center he is. It's actually a problem for him on the other end. So you can't win in politics. I get it. You can't please all the people all the time. You can barely please some of the people some of the time. That's just how politics work. But the discourse online needs to change, and it needs to change in a very serious way.